often start out looking to reduce stress, manage anxiety, or just generally be more grateful and present for all the little moments of daily life that we usually move too quickly to appreciate. In talking to thousands of people over the years I've been teaching, I found that just below an initial set of attractions to Buddhist practice lurk questions of self-confidence and self-worth. Whenever a conversation about Buddhism shifts beyond the mechanics of meditation or the intriguing realm of Buddhist philosophy, it turns to the question of living a more awakened and compassionate life. And when we start talking about life, the discussion almost always turns, implicitly or explicitly, to working with insecurity, trusting ourselves, and feeling into our own power. We end up talking about trusting the choices we make, trusting the way we speak and the things we say, dealing with the thoughts we think, and most deeply, trusting that we will be capable of navigating the unknown. Self-confidence is a tender and messy topic to discuss openly. Sure, alpha males swagger and bluster their way through proclaiming confidence. I got this, bruh. But for most of us, even approaching the subject makes our voices get a little quieter, as if we're asking an imaginary friend if we have permission to speak freely. This is true not only for introverts, but also for those of us who consider ourselves extroverts and have been able to thrust ourselves into the visibility of public platforms and all the strange vulnerabilities that come with putting ourselves out there. I wouldn't be writing this book if confidence weren't a real and ongoing struggle for me. Merely addressing the topic of confidence from a spiritual perspective feels like walking a tightrope, a narrow path with uncomfortable associations on both sides. On one side of the tightrope, discussing confidence involves admitting you feel insecure, that you don't think very highly of yourself, that sometimes you feel neither powerful nor capable. It takes tremendous openness to admit your vulnerability, to acknowledge that you might be shrouded by imposter syndrome or self-hatred. On the other side, talking about confidence brings up a fear of taking up too much space, a fear that if you project too much strength or promote yourself too strongly, you'll be perceived as arrogant, greedy, or self-absorbed. This concern is amplified in some spiritual circles by the belief that a true spiritual path should signal the death of the ego, leading you to transcend human needs, especially the need for validation or recognition. According to this view, if you aren't using your spiritual path to try to disappear completely, then you're doing it wrong. I'm writing this book because this tightrope between arrogance and self-diminishment has felt very real throughout my whole life. The Buddhist teachings have helped me turn the tightrope into a cushion, a wobbly cushion, but a seat nonetheless, from which I can navigate life with more presence and compassion. Take your seat. Hold your seat. What I most love about Buddhism is the egalitarian nature of its core belief in human capability. We all have seeds of wisdom that allow us to become more awakened, compassionate, and adept at facing both life and death. The confidence it takes to show up to life is available to every human. We might be more or less skilled at accessing our most awakened qualities, but all of us have them. None of us is irredeemable or fundamentally broken. In the traditions I've studied, take your seat is used as a shorthand instruction for arranging one's meditative posture. On the surface level, it describes the physical entry into contemplative practice. We find a long spine and an open heart, assume a confident but receptive demeanor, and balance alertness with physical relaxation. The posture was intuitively designed to balance the parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous systems and quell our fight, flight, or freeze response long enough to help us grow more curious and insightful about our internal experience. The posture, upright but not uptight, as my colleague and friend Maho